Smell what the Rock is cooking.
Oh shit, was that us? Sorry, I think I dropped this somewhere near Milton. I think I dropped that somewhere near Milton. I'm sorry, boys. I think I dropped that somewhere near Caxton Street. Sorry, I think I dropped that. That's mine. I'm sorry, I think I dropped my crown for a second there. We came into your home and we made ourselves at home. Came home and we made ourselves at home, though. Like, the derby. We're talking about a derby. Demolition derby. That's what I saw. I was there. That's what I saw. Demolition derby's what I saw. Man like Jeremiah Nano. 1, 2, 3, ring the bell with the hat trick. Oh no. Man like Tommy Dearden. You don't want me? You don't want me? Do you want me now? He says. Do you want me now? He says. Oh boys. There's only one thing I like more than Cowboys victories, and that's Broncos tears. I'm sorry. Had to remind you 2015 is not that long ago. Had to remind you for a second. Oh no. Oh boys, how we doing? I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. As you can hear, I am. It's a Monday as I record this. We're not 24 hours removed from the fall of Brisbane. We will rebuild. We had the floods. We rebuilt then. We'll help them rebuild again just to come back and knock them down again. If you're a Broncos fan listening to this, I appreciate you. I want to thank you for taking your licks. As you know, being a fan of the rugby league and living in Queensland is not an easy task. By any stretch of the imagination, or PLV, or Abdod, I don't know which one it is. They put the games on a Friday on at 5 p.m. Universally, what is the time people finish work? I ask the question. I finished at 4. I still can't make the fucking thing. Obviously, we don't have to have the 5 p.m. games for games up here, but the point is not mute. It's not a mute point, but I'm straying away from the fact that the Cowboys yesterday, holy, what did we do to you? What did we do to you? I didn't even know we had that gear. I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know that was a thing that we did. But there it was. It happened. You saw it, I know you saw it, Broncos fans. We put you all on notice. I've cleared my plans for October. My October plans do not exist. I'll be in Sydney, probably at a core stadium. Running it back. Maybe JT's got another half a season in him if Tommy gets hurt. I think he might. I know Felty's ready to go again. But anyway, boys, this isn't a Cowboys podcast. It's the NRL Don podcast. I welcome all the Donnies back again. It is no show without the Donnies. Let that be stated. And the love you boys are showing. As of late, let me say, it doesn't go unnoticed. Alright? But there's one thing I need you to do with these hot takes of the week. If I give you the hot take of the week, I need you to let me know you won so I can give you the reward. I need... And I know that might anger some of the Donnies out there that listen every week and write in every week, and I haven't picked you yet. Because there is unclaimed stubby coolers out there. I can't get in contact with you. Reach out. Your accounts are on private. You don't accept the follow request. Reach out. I'm not chasing you. This isn't no Sweet 16. I'm not chasing you. Kind of like how the Broncos were chasing that lead all day yesterday. I'm not chasing you. I am not chasing you, boys. I'm not looking for permission forms. This isn't a field trip. I'm not chasing you. Reach out. Because the people at What's Your Team, who we do it for every week, are wondering. They say, Tom, we've got all these stubby coolers. We're drowning in stubby coolers. We put aside hundreds of thousands of stubby coolers for the Donnies. And they're going unclaimed. What's going on? So if you're listening, hell, maybe write in. We can lie. But maybe not. But hey, give it a shot. Hit the DM. See if we can sort something out for you. Boys, let's jump straight into the business because there's a Headgear Society update I need to get to. I've got it passed down from the people at the Headgear Society. They're using me as a bit of a voice piece these days. And they have said to me that there's one person on the rise that isn't getting enough notice. His name's Josh Curran. And he's been sporting this Indigenous flavoured headgear. Oh, baby. For as long as I can remember. And will he do it on the grandest stage of all, State of Origin? Maybe. That's what Brad Fittler's saying. And he does say a lot, but that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying, that Josh Curran could be a State of Origin player. I mean, to have a man in a headgear playing State of Origin, that's what dreams are made of. That's the type of thing that this organisation gets out of bed for. You think back to some of the greats, like not since Thurston have we had a man like Curran. And yes, he is playing for the other side, Headgear Society, obviously based in Brisbane, Queensland. It has nothing to do with my own basing. That's by the by. But he will be playing for New South Wales. But I think he is a shot. And they just had to say to me that they wanted the world to know that they think that Josh Curran is doing everything he can to push for the presidency. I know. What about Kalen Ponga? What about Jerome Hughes? I hear you cry. What about him? Because this man is... the things he's doing on a footy field as of late are ridiculous. The work rate is ridiculous. Josh Curran, stand up, take a bow. Brad Schneider, we have to touch on it. Yes, he's wearing headgear. Yes, he's playing good footy. Yes, I'm aware. We're all aware. We get it. We see it. Yes. Get a pattern on the gear. That's all I can say. Jerome Hughes finished the season pretty strong. Last year, ended the season pretty strong. Comes back this year with a damn storm on his head, and look what happens. They're talking about Dally M after round one. The Munster for Dally M thing went out the window. Who cares if he's got a mustache, I hear them say. Jerome Hughes got a storm on his head. Jerome Hughes has a legitimate weather event on his head right now, is what I hear people say to me. I'm aware. Brad, I love you. I want you to be a big member of this society. You need to get a pattern on there, bro. Some kind of pattern. You know, play for the Raiders, green. Bit of green. Even if we paint it. Even if we get a bit of Nico. Even if you get a green Sharpie and just write Brad on the front of it. You know, that's how you get the Madison sponsorship. If they haven't sponsored you already, I'm not sure how your finances work. But if you want to get looked at by Madison in a bright light, that's something that the HGS can help you with. Unofficially. Under the table. HGS can do stuff like that. Steedon, Madison. Canterbury. To a degree. Under the table, of course. The HGS can help you there. Please put a design on your headgear. Look at Kalen Ponga. He's got such a pretty face. And he's got a design on his headgear. It makes sense. Josh Curran, also a pretty sexy boy. Jerome Hughes, he's got a weather event on his head. How he looks is by the by. Tips from this weekend. And next weekend's tips as well. Well, I probably should have got it up before we started recording, lads? But, you know, that's why you're here. I'm not Danny Kemp. Alright? I never claimed to be. My nose is much smaller. Much smaller. I don't have a man in the room. Am I the man in the room that probably should have got this stuff up before we started? Yeah, I hear you. But we'll go. Alright. Started off obviously Sharkies, Dragons. Nailed it, boys. You know I did. Didn't Nico Hines have a day? I know I want to talk about Nico, I really do, but he's getting too much love. Is that a thing? You know when you want him to be yours. You know what I mean? With Nico Hines. And I love Nico Hines. More than anything, when I went into my drafts this year in Supercoach, I wrote on a piece of paper, Nico Hines, Matt Burton, no matter what. And this was before I even knew about Matt Burton's toes being as long as they are. You know, this is before the news came up about the length and girth of Matt Burton's toes. I was... news to me. He was in the team regardless. Nick Hines, as Christian Welsh might say. Nick Hines. Absolutely tore it up. Had what we thought was going to be the highest score of the weekend. Cam Murray came in on the Friday night, had a little bit of words to say about that, but Nico Hines absolutely brained it. I'd like to shout out in this game also. Also in this game, Sloan, alright? He's going to get there, okay? A lot of people already made their minds up about Sloan. He will get there. And I know it's hard because a lot of us play Supercoach. If you're listening to the NRL Dom podcast, I know a lot of you play Supercoach. Hey, I'm also one of those people. Shock. So we look at that and we go, he's no good. He's no good. He scored 23 points with a try. He's no good. Sloan's going to work into it. You don't have shoulders that broad and not work into it. Let that be said. Okay? Having said that, let me say this. What's going on with the Dragons? You know, having said that, let me say this. What's going on with the Dragons, though? Because it was a rivalry round. It was raining, but it was raining for the Sharks, too. Maybe you could say Sharks are always better in water, better when wet. Maybe that's why Nico's doing so well there. But what's going on with the Dragons? Because they took the sword to Penrith. And they didn't even have a sword. They didn't even have a sword. But they'll bounce back and lay off Sloan, would you? Warriors, Tigers. And let me just say this. What's going on with the Tigers, bro? Is it because they stay out late at night playing Where's the Gold, even though late at night has now been defined as 8:30 p.m? Is that why? I'm not much of a tradie laptop man myself. On my 18th birthday, I won about $500 off a Superman pokie machine at the local AC Tav, and just went, that'll do me for a bit, because I reckon that doesn't happen often. But if it's anything for Dane Laurie, maybe he's searching for his Superman. Maybe he's chasing after his Superman. I don't know. But there's news that's come out about Sloan and James Robert. If you edit your videos badly. It's not Roberts, it's Robert if you edit your videos badly. Staying out past 10 p.m. it was originally, then it was 9 p.m. and then I get told, oh no, 8:30 p.m. they were at home. Bro, first of all, who's reporting it? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Hoops and Kenty staked out outside of wherever the Tigers happen to be at the time. And they're so high on each other's fumes coming out of each other's mouths. Because they talk shit. That's the joke there. They're so high off each other that they've lost track of time. And that's how these reports come out. Because, I don't know, a lot of you saw last week on the page, I ripped into the Fox Sports a little bit. Because they just go around and they don't source anything. They just say it as a statement of fact. Like, you don't just get to say, it's not like World War II started in 1942. Everyone at South is angry. These aren't statements. Who's angry? Who's angry? Probably didn't start in 1942. You're probably laughing at me. You sit under these lights in a hoodie in summer and you tell me to do it. You tell me how you go. But the Tigers, the Warriors, wasn't this a weird one? Huh? That was something that was just a strange game. The Tigers had every opportunity to do it. I really wanted them to do it just to stick it to Fox, because you just knew that if they didn't win this scene that everyone was going to just pile on. Tigers, Tigers, Tigers. I'm sick of the Tigers chat, bro. I'm over it. It's not funny anymore. We need new jokes, like the Broncos being bad. We need... But I am over the Tigers chat. I just want to see them do well now. And the Warriors... Good dub, you know. Did I tip the Warriors? Yes. Of course I did. I don't get them wrong. Unless it's this game, the Rabbitohs and the Roosters. And everyone knows I got the softest of soft spots for the Rabbitohs, but I tipped against you in the Derby. What am I doing? What am I doing, boys? I tipped against them in the Derby against the Roosters, and didn't they show up to play? I mean, this one ended up 28-16, as you already probably know. Did Donnie make a little bit of cha-ching off this game? Maybe. Maybe did he tip the Roosters but punt South because the line was so good? Maybe. Did I maybe not care about my tipping comp at all during this game because I had a little bit of money on Latrell Mitchell scoring a try? Yes! Maybe when I brought in Colin Matangi for my Supercoach side and he had to score twice to get the points, I was a little bit more invested in South Sydney. Maybe. That being said, what's going on with the Roosters? What's going on with the Roosters, bro? Because I don't understand how they could do what they did to Manly. And a lot of you on the power rankings tell me I need to drop the Roosters out completely. Bro, they were fifth last week. I can't knock them all the way out for South that have just won their first game. Maybe the Raiders, maybe the Milk, you could ask for a question there. But the Milk did concede 22 points pretty quick. Okay? It happened pretty bloody quick. The Roosters sucked. They rushed themselves. There was no go forward. They didn't suck. They rushed themselves. They were trying to score on every set. You don't have to score on every set. You just got to score more points than the other team. That's a tip for you. Because you were scoring every set, you're breaking records. And in the derby, it's fun to break a record, but you just want to break the other team. It looks like the Rabbits rocked up to play the derby, knowing that they had lost a game. And it looks like the Roosters had just spent too much time on the beaches, just beaten Manly, who, whoa. And they rocked up going, oh yeah, South's lost to the Broncos. Yeah, well, this is fine. I'm not worried about this. And they should have been worried because, Jesus. Obviously, Cameron Murray. Have a day, bro. Also, Colin Matangi. Also, if you didn't know, because some of you might not know, before this game, there was a little bit of heat about Joey Manu and Latrell Mitchell. Really went underreported. But there was a little bit of heat about that coming into the game. But it surprisingly eventuated into nothing. It was almost like when Joey and Latrell said that they didn't care anymore, they did. Which is, I don't know. Take it as you will, but it's almost like that happened. Panthers, Knights. Mitch Barnett, what's going on, bro? I might have been at the Caxton for this game, missing it. Might have got slightly flaked on to superstars, but it's alright. The Nanai Peter Hickory interview will come. I was at the Caxton for this game. I missed it. As I looked down on my phone, I saw a -3 on Mitch Barnett's name on my super coach. I thought it was strange, but I was like, oh, there's still a bit of time left. He might come back. I wasn't watching the game. I was too busy crying. So I just assumed that'll come good. I think I put it up on Instagram that I had Bradman best on 60, the highest for the Knights, while Barnett on -3. But it didn't come good. Didn't come good because you can't actually come good when you're in the sheds. Little known fact, you can't actually come good when you're in the sheds. You're not going to be able to improve that score if you're in the sheds. Like, if you're on the field, maybe. But when you're in the sheds, you're not going to be able to improve that score. And that's where Mitch was. So that was the problem. That's where he was. He was in the sheds. So that score didn't increase from a -3. Did I still win my Supercoach game with him in it? Yeah. That's because it's the Don, you know. That's because it's the Don, though. But Mitchy Barnett, what's going on? I think he gets eight weeks. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. They don't hit him like that in the WWE. In the WWE, they don't hit him like that. I mean, Jesus. But rewatched the game on yesterday. I didn't think the Knights looked good in the first half. No lie, but I don't think Penrith were ever really scared. Did tip Penrith. And Storm Eels. Yep. Got this wrong with 90% of the population. I tipped Storm. Nail biter, huh? Ray Stone, rest in peace. I'm sorry, bro. That sounded so insincere. Sorry, bro. Sorry about your knee, bro. But I'd move your stuff up to Redcliffe now. But I wouldn't be hanging around in Parramatta. Paradise, nah. It is paradise up here in the Sunshine State. So I'd be moving my gear up here now. But Ray Stone laid it all on the line, sacrificed his own ACL for a win against the Storm. In the call line, which I might have deleted the call of 6 or 7 people. I might have deleted them by mistake. And if you didn't know on the call line, you got to reach out, boys. As soon as something happens in a game and you think, I want my opinion heard on this. If you're pissed, if you're sober, if you're whatever, if you're young, if you're old, depending how old, get on 0435 076 155. You probably drive and didn't write it down. It's on the Instagram page. You probably drive and didn't write it down, but it's on the Instagram page. All right? So you can listen there. Well, I'll listen to you. That's how that one will go. I'll listen to you. But I'll play every single one on the show when I don't delete them. I'll play everyone on the show. Unless I delete them, I'll play every single one. So they called him. They said the person that called in wanted to have the Parramatta Eels renamed to the Stormbreakers because apparently they've won 4 on the trot against Storm. Firstly, nah, probably not going to do that. Going to probably keep calling you Parramatta Eels. But also, would be a cool name. Maybe why is it the Dolphins? when they could have been the Stormbreakers. Like, why be the Dolphins when the Stormbreakers exist? Immediate rivalry with the Storm. And that's not normally sauce that you go looking for. To be fair, that's not normally a rivalry people set out to try and take on. But will we call you the Stormbreakers? No. But Ray Stone, rest in peace. No, I didn't tip the Eels. Raiders, Titans. What the hell was this? What in the hell is even that? Clarkie won't be happy. I've seen him on Instagram. I don't think he is. The Titans put on 22 points pretty bloody quick. If you didn't see the game, I think it was a Fox game only. So I don't know how many of you... Reach out. If you need KO, let me know. I want to know how many people only watch on free-to-air. That bugs me out. That's wild to me that you'd listen to a podcast. But maybe it's so I can tell you what's going on. Don't know why you'd come here, but anyway. Titans, Raiders. Titans obviously put up 22 points pretty rapidly. My group chat's going off how soon before Ricky gets the sticky. And Ricky was looking sticky. And I think they were about to give him the sticky, the broom. But they came back, halftime chat, quick one. They said he was calm. Don't believe it. But they come back, and then obviously Broncos, Cows, talked about it enough. I could talk about it for another 20 minutes if you wanted to, but I won't. And Sea Eagles, Bulldogs, let's go on with the man of Sea Eagles, bruh. Because that went down to the wire. And I think what we've learnt, I saw Guru post about this. What we've learnt is that the teams that, well, I'm saying it like it's an opinion, it's a fact. The teams that are winning are scoring less, and the team that are losing are scoring more. He's saying it's the closest season that we've had in a decade. I know it's round 3, but man, it's good. It's good to watch shit to tip. But what's going on with Tommy Turbo? I hear people ask. We'll get to it in the questions. Round 4. This is how we're going to tip them, boys. Titans, Tigers, Battle of the T's. I'm going Titans. Titans by 10. Seabus. They're at the Super Stadium, all right? You don't lose at the Super Stadium. So when you're at a Super Stadium, just took a sip of my drink. When you're at a Super Stadium, you don't lose to the Tigers. I'm sorry. Tigers have just so many outs. Stefano Utokumano out for 10 weeks with syndesmosis, I believe. It might be an MCL. I'm not the physio. I might be, but I'm not. Titans, Tigers. I go Titans by 10 at the Super Stadium Thursday night. What a Thursday night game. Friday night, Sharks, Knights. This should be tighter than it should be. On PointsBet right now, you can get $3 for the Knights. Not awful. When you think about how the Sharkies lost to the Raiders, if you think about how they just beat Parramatta, yes, they just towed up the Dragons. But as we discussed, we still don't really know what's going on with the Dragons. Sharks and Knights. I'll go the Sharkies, but $3 for the Knights. That's hui. You could do worse than that. Panthers, Rabbits. I want to tip the Rabbits. All right. Unless Cleary's back. And you're listening to us on Tuesday, you probably already know. We missed that Monday because I was out a little bit intoxicated after that win. I know, very committed to the craft. Panthers, Rabbits. I'm going to tip the Panthers, and I'm going to be upset when the Rabbits win. Honestly, you could go either way. Giving the Rabbits $3.16 here is ridiculous. That's how I made a little bit on the South East game last week. If you go Rabbits here, I don't hate you for that. Panthers, Rabbits. I'm going to go Panthers. Broncos, New Zealand. It's a tough one. I want the Kiwis to do it, and it's not because I hate the Broncos. It's not even really an away game. They're going up to Redcliffe. I think the Broncos play well there from memory. I'd like to see the Broncos get one back, to be fair. As much as I love to see them suck, I know that the league's better when they're better. But hey, the same thing could be said about the New Zealand Warriors. I just know that if the Broncos don't get this win, it's tough going after that. They got the Roosters right after. I believe it's Penrith the week after that. I mean, they need to get this win in if they're going to be fighting. Warriors, they're probably needing to get this win as well. It will be a closer game than I think people think. Stop putting the Warriors on at 2 o'clock on a Saturday too, by the way. Just by the way, stop putting them on Saturday 2 o'clock. Or the early Friday game. Let's get the Warriors some bloody Saturday night games. Sea Eagles, Raiders. Don't at me, but it's Sea Eagles. Raiders might do something, but I'm just tipping the Sea Eagles. Cowboys, Roosters. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Like the Roosters, let's go through their team. They don't have Hamiso. They don't have Tom Dearden. They don't have Chad Townsend. They don't have Nanai. And they don't have Jason Tamalolo. So how would the Roosters realistically be able to compete? I don't understand. So, like, think about it. They don't have Hammer. Like, officially, that Hammer will not play for them. Chad Townsend will not play for them. So I don't understand how they could come to the QCB and do anything against the red-hot Cowboys. The red-hot Nanai might get another 3. I'm tipping the Cowboys, and I'll wear it. I'm tipping the Cowboys. I'm riding the momentum. It's something to be said that the Cowboys are playing less against the Roosters, right, than the Tigers are against the Titans. So, listen. Storm, Bulldogs, Storm. Even though I think the Dogs are going to take it to them. I really do. This isn't the same Dogs, alright? This isn't the same as we saw last year. Alright, this isn't the same as we saw last year. Alright, this is Let's Trot. Alright, this is a different than we saw last year. But having said that, let me say this. It's the same Storm. Alright? Yes, they lost some pieces here and there, but it's relatively the same Storm. Eels, Dragons, I'm going to go Eels, and that's it, boys. That's the week. Ride with me, hey? Ride it, boys. Put it on. Put it on as a tip. Waste your money. Don't gamble responsibly. Always gamble responsibly. Now, listen. We got some questions. You boys are weird, huh? You hear me with the 60, 70 hot takes of the week, and then I go, any questions for the Monday pod? And you go, nah, I'm sleeping. And you wind it right back. So since you wound it back, I'm going to wind it back and wind out this potty. Next week, obviously, we'll have the famous hotline bling. We'll be on. The voicemails will come through. I won't delete them. Hit them on the phone line, boys. I want to hear from you. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, it's for someone else. Someone else is funny. Someone else will be able to do that. Nah, you, bruh. I'll play them all. And if you're not funny, I'll make it funny. Don't worry, I'm a good guy. Let's look at some of these hot takes from the weekend. I think there's a few questions in here too. I'll do 3 or 4. And yeah. And then we'll wrap up, boys. I'll let you go. Number 1. Has Turbo lost his edge, or are teams as a whole better at countering him? Last time I checked, Turbo didn't have an edge. He was as blunt as they come. He's a blunt object used for bludgeoning. He's a blunt object used for bludgeoning. Everybody knows that. Alright, is there finesse to that blunt object? Yeah. The same finesse that a hammer might have. Not a Hamiso, a hammer. Alright. Has he lost his edge? No. Has Manly not shown up? No. Did they show up last year without him? No. The first 4 rounds there were, Jack. Alright? But then he comes back and they turn into a super team that's running through people. Now, given the current circumstance that we're in currently, I know they're not a super team. Relax. Given the circumstances that we're in currently, with teams not losing by as much or not scoring as much, will it be harder for Turbo? Yeah. If you drafted him first overall, should you be freaking out just a bit? Yeah. If you held him in Classic this whole time, should you be worrying? No. Don't worry. Just start again next year. All right? Now, I don't think he's lost his edge. He's still the same guy. Manly just need to figure out what is going on. Because nobody knows what's going on. So how are Manly going to know what's going on? No team is hitting the ground running right now. Just because Turbo isn't playing like he did last year doesn't mean anything. Last year was ridiculous. Alright? Because he hadn't played like that before. He was always good. But he didn't do what he did last year. He had a season of his life. People that were saying he could do one better. What's up? Alright? He had the season of his life. Do I think he can get back to some of that form? Yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about? It's Tom Travojevic. It's Tommy T. Tommy Turbo. Alright? Yes. I don't think he's lost his edge. I think the game is slightly changing. Is it down to the fact that they're not giving away set resets in your own 40? No. I don't think so anyway. I just think Manly need to figure out what's going on. And by the way, Josh Schuster's still to come back. They're running out of players that need to come back. But Josh Schuster's going to come back and do something. But I think Manly, they'll come good. I'm not worried about them. I'm not going to stop tipping them. I'm not as confident as some other people that might sell merch with certain scoreline on it. Not as confident as them, but I am still confident. Moving on. South looked like a top 4 team. Yeah. Yeah, they bloody did. All right? And there's starting to be a light at the end of the tunnel. After this Penrith game, the run gets easier. Okay? So, did they look like a top 4 team? Absolutely. Did they look like it the 2 weeks before? They didn't look like a top 8 team. All right? So, I'm not freaking out about how well they played because I have to do it consistently because the Broncos played pretty good against South and then they just lost to the Cowboys. Sorry, they got demolished by the Cowboys. So, I'm not freaking out about how good South looked, but they did look good. The Knights looked good as well. But talking about the light at the end of the tunnel here, after the Penrith game, they go St. George, they go Doggies, they go Tigers, they go Manly, they go Broncos again, then they go Warriors. I mean, then it's Raiders, then it's Tigers, then it's a bye, then it's Titans, then it's Dragons. Then they don't play another like bona fide top 4 maybe contender until the Eels in round 16. Okay? Did South shit the bed against the Broncos? Yes. Did they lose by 1 point against Storm? Yeah, bro. 1 point. They didn't look good for the first 70 minutes. I know. But they lost by 1 point. They just beat the Roosters. If they do anything against Panthers this weekend, it's going to shock everybody, especially if they're getting them for $3. And then they go Dragons, Dogs, Tigers, Manly, Broncos, Warriors, Raiders, Tigers, bye, Titans, Dragons. Bro, from here until round 16 is smooth sailing, baby. Will there be hiccups? Yeah. Come round 16, will people be saying Lockie Ilias is Rookie of the Year? I wouldn't be shocked. Because the run they're about to go on, I think, will be good. It'll be a good run. There'll be tight games. I don't think they'll be brain-ended against teams. It'll be good, though. Another one. Cowboys to finish in the 8. Absolutely not even a hot take. We're there. Listen, the last 2 weeks have got me excited. We're doing things that no other team's doing right now, and that's winning. Big, baby. Win big, baby. All right? That's what we do. And when we go up to the QCB, to the Queensland Country Back Arena, we win big. Huh? Unless it's against the Bulldogs in round 1, we win big. So I think that's what we're going to do this weekend against the Roosters. Listen, our draw's not as favourable as those South Sydney Rabbitohs. We've got a few tough-ish games coming up. But I think the Cowboys can push for the 8. I think anyone can push for the 8. I think anyone that did a ladder prediction at the start of the year is looking at themselves going, what do I know about footy? What do I actually know about footy? Because we're all just as lost as anyone. The bad teams got good. Raiders comeback won't be the biggest one of the year. I'm putting it on the board. Huh? I'm putting it on the board and we'll have a look. I think it was a pretty good comeback though, 22 points. Now listen, lads, ladies, donettes. That's it for today. I got a big one though. Come back on Thursday. Matt Dory from the Bulldogs. Whoo! Alright, we're going to be hanging out, playing a bit of FIFA. If you don't know who he is, a little bit of a try on debut, 18 games for the Doggies, let's go. A little bit of let's trot business about him. Going to talk all things Bulldogs. Hit me up if you've got any questions about what the Bulldogs are like right now. He's unfortunately out with an injury, so he probably has time to kick my ass on FIFA. But boys, girls, Donnies, Donettes, it's been a pleasure. Hit me on the voice line. Hit me on the DMs. I want to get you a part of the show. I'm having a great time with it. Thank you for all the love you're showing me. And just a quick one. A lot of you already have. A lot of you get the podcast this way. But if you haven't subscribed to the podcast on Apple or Spotify, however you get it, get that instant download. It does more for the potty than you think. We are growing. Fastest growing rugby league community in the world. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. You get disappointed. Don't look it up. But it's true. So if you subscribe to the podcast and it downloads straight away, that's the cream. Gives my ego the boost it desperately needs. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Have a good one, boys, girls, whoever you are. Love yous.